Right now, you are watching a screen, hearing my voice, and processing information. But that vivid, immediate experience isn't happening out there in the room. It's entirely fabricated inside the pitch-black, silent vault of your skull. The organ doing all of this work is surprisingly modest. It is roughly the size of a small melon, and it weighs just about 1.4 kilograms. Yet that finite mass manages everything you do. It maintains the steady rhythm of your heartbeat and the mechanics of your breathing, while simultaneously generating your memories, emotions, and the landscapes of your dreams. This leaves us with a question. How does a delicate lump of tissue, sitting perfectly still in the dark, manage to generate an infinitely complex reality? To understand how that works, we have to look past the organ as a single macroscopic object. We need to zoom all the way down to its microscopic foundation. At the cellular level, the brain stops looking like a melon and becomes a dense, tangled web. This is the baseline hardware of human consciousness. The foundational unit of this web is a specialized nerve cell called a neuron, and you have a staggering number of them, roughly 86 billion packed into that 1.4 kilogram space. These neurons speak a hybrid language. A cell fires a tiny electrical impulse down its length. When that spark reaches the end, it triggers chemical signals jumping the gap to the next cell. This communication is incredibly fast, processing complex information within milliseconds. Every thought you have, every sentence you speak, and every emotion you feel is the emergent result of billions of these microscopic cellular handoffs happening all at exactly the same time. To manage the sheer volume of that processing load, those 86 billion cells organize themselves into specialized functional departments. At the base is the brainstem, connecting directly to your spinal cord. It runs the silent, automatic baseline of survival, like maintaining your heartbeat and swallowing reflex. Tucked in back is the cerebellum. This is the body's motion control center. It takes clumsy physical intent and refines it into smooth, coordinated action. Then there is the cerebrum, the massive upper structure accounting for most of the brain's volume. This region handles the highest levels of human experience, from voluntary movement to conscious decision-making. But if we look closely at how these three departments operate, we find that this biological structure is not a fixed, rigid machine. It possesses a dynamic feature called neuroplasticity. When you practice a new skill, learn a piece of information, or recover from injuries, the brain physically rewires its own structural connections. Your daily actions and habits do not simply pass through the network. They literally alter the physical architecture of your brain over time. That continuous physical operation requires an immense amount of energy, which leads to a common misconception about what happens when you go to sleep. Your brain never truly rests or powers down. Instead, sleep acts as a highly active night shift. While you are unconscious, the organ organizes the memories of your day, processes lingering emotions, and flushes out the metabolic waste products that accumulated while you were awake. Because it operates as such a highly active, demanding biological network, it cannot sustain itself in a vacuum. It requires deliberate, proactive maintenance from the rest of your body. Protecting its structural integrity means providing consistent, high-quality sleep, regular physical exercise, maintaining healthy nutrition, and minimizing chronic stress. Curious, slightly awestruck, we know how to care for it, and we have mapped its specialized regions and cellular networks. Yet, science still faces massive unsolved mysteries, particularly regarding exactly how the physical matter of a neuron gives rise to subjective consciousness. The 1.4 kilograms of tissue inside your head maintains your body's systems while simultaneously acting as the biological architect of your entire experience of reality.